Hello traders, this is day number 21 of my small cap market open test trading. What is that? I've written a very specific trading plan to trade small cap stocks at the market open, and those are notoriously very volatile and trade with very unpredictable patterns. So all of that is built into the plan to see if we can trade this very popular sector of stocks and come away profitable and do so safely. So how are we doing that? We're trading one single share of real money, but it's just one single share. That way, if this plan doesn't work out, we have not risked a bunch of money of our account. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Now let me show you first the screener, and also today's trade. I'll tell you right off the bat, today's trade was kind of interesting because I actually made an error in this trade and did not realize until I was recording this recap, and I had to start over because I realized, wait a minute, this was all wrong. And so now I'm going to show you the error that I made so that hopefully you can avoid making it in the future, and myself can avoid doing this again in the future. So the small cap screener is the one that I use to pick these stocks. Then I organize the list by volume. I'm looking for a percent change of 5% or more. I want to see green because the price should be going up. And then at the open, which now we're about 2 hours afterwards, at the open I want to see 500,000 shares or more. Otherwise, I'm not interested, and I don't scroll down past that first page. So let's take a look at the video now, and we'll see the error that I made in this trade. And first, let me talk about the setup criteria. So first of all, the price must break out through the previous high. This line is a little bit off. I adjust it in just a moment, but I place these lines when I still have my 9 chart view, so they don't always go exactly where they're supposed to, but I can see on the chart that, okay, my extreme levels have been broken or been met or whatever. So here is the previous high. It's from the pre-market. The price broke out above that. That's the first sign of strength. And then I'm looking for the first pullback to mark out the first high of day, and that's right here. And then I want to see the first high of day broken, and that happens here, and it establishes a second high of day. So that to me, it means that, okay, this thing is looking really strong. Now I am triggered to look for an entry, but there's some very specific criteria that must be met to take the entry, and I missed one of them, and I took an entry where I shouldn't have, and that would have saved me from this losing trade. And I'll explain all of that so that hopefully you can avoid this kind of a thing. It's not guaranteed to work every time, but it would have saved me from losing on this trade, and I just would have walked away break even on the day had I caught this when I was trading live. So here's the pullback from the second high of day. So what that means is that I have to decide where is point A, and obviously this would be point B, in this ABCD pattern. And again, I have a video that goes into a lot of detail about that pattern that I love to trade. So here is point A. The bottom of this candle would be point A of the ABCD pattern, and this is point B. And then when I was getting ready to take this entry, I'm waiting for point C to be established, and that'll be kind of wherever this pullback ends. But here is the area where I messed up, is it can't go below point A of the ABCD pattern. Otherwise, that means there's some weakness or something is going on, with this stock that is not really conducive to the plan that I trade. So that's where I messed up on this candle here. It did break down below point A, and I didn't realize that, and I took the entry here where the first 1 minute candle made a new high, and I ended up getting stopped out on that trade. So I could show you on the chart live, and this thing did actually end up making a pretty decent move a little later, but none of that matters because it's not part of my plan. It would have been a break of my plan to continue to trade it, but you can see it was extremely choppy. Eventually it does, get up to 851, and now it's chopping around again. So yeah, it had some strength, but it wasn't like a crazy big move or anything like that. And this is where we got stopped out on the trade. I guess I should show you that in the video live before we start looking at the ABCD pattern on the chart. So right there's where it stops me out. Now, the other thing that's important to note, and this part is good. I mean, this is what I'm supposed to do, is I have to decide where the trade fails. And I'm saying that if the price falls below this level, that it fails. And obviously that should have been over here from before, and I would not have been in the trade, but I screwed that up. Once I was in the trade, I looked at this as the point of failure. I did not realize yet that I had messed up the entry. So now let's draw some lines on the chart. Let me just show you. I'll show you where I got stopped out here. So 822, not a big deal, but still it was an error trade. So we're going over that now so that we can learn from it. So let's take a look at the chart and we'll draw out the ABCD patterns. So there is one, actually there might be two. Let's see here. So the first one is here. I don't trade the first one because I want to see kind of a confirmation of strength. So this is A, this is B, and point C is established on the same candle. So it pulls back all the way down on that same candle that it made the high of day on. So that's point C. And then let's make another trend line. So here is actually where my ABCD pattern that I'm trading begins. So this is point A, this is point B, and then I'm waiting for C. But C cannot fall below point A, otherwise I can't take a trade, and you're going to see how that's exactly what happened, and I messed up because I took the trade not realizing. So there we go. So obviously I need to be more careful, and you know, there's no one to blame for this mistake but myself. But I just wanted to share that with you because it's very easy to make mistakes, especially, you know, right now I have a lot of other things going on beside trading. This is not an excuse. This is just to help you realize, you know, how dangerous trading is. And the one thing that saves me when I make a mistake like this is that, hey, I'm only trading with one single share, so it's not a huge loss money-wise, but it does kind of screw up the results of my test trading. I do mark this out as an error trade. This will not be, well, we'll track this as an error trade. It will be tracked in our total kind of profit and loss, but we are also going to be tracking, well, what if I didn't make this error? Where would the plan be? That kind of a thing. So anyway, it is what it is. Hopefully this makes sense to you. Hopefully it helped you. If you were looking for a trade like this and the price came down and broke that level, that point A, then you're done for the day. In my book, you shouldn't be trading for the rest of the day because the market is not aligning to this plan. And of course, that's my plan. That may not be your plan. But whatever your plan is, if everything is looking like all of your criteria for your plan are being met, and then you're triggered to look for an entry, but the price falls below your breaking point where you decide, you know what, this thing is looking weak, then maybe that's a sign, you know, you shouldn't be trading that day. So that's something you have to decide. And as always, the most important thing is to go into every single trade with a plan and stick to that plan no matter what. Do your best to avoid making stupid mistakes like this one. And if you do them repeatedly, then you really do need to look, you know, take a step back and say, okay, why do I keep messing this up? This is the first time I've done this now since for about a month we've been trading this plan. So as long as this doesn't become a repeated event, then there's nothing to worry about at this point. But I do need to keep this in mind for the near future, not to do this again. Otherwise, I will repeat it. So anyway, go into every single trade with a plan, stick to that plan no matter what, always take your stop losses, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.